Be doing a 7th injector replacement on this engine. It's a d13 Volvo. I will need a 9/16 open end wrench or a 14mm, and then for the bolts I use a deep 8mm Allen with a 3/4 inch ratchet. To start off with, I like to, if the pipe is cold, I like to heat it up a little bit and spray BB blaster on there. It's one of my favorite stuff that works real well. Before I start off taking the 7th injector off, I'd like to show you that there's two different 7th injectors. When they're in the package, you can notice it's blue and yellow. So this one is the old style, this one is new. Part numbers are different, obviously. One quick to remember is the 777 is the new one. One other way to identify them without, again, the part number, or if you have your caps off, is when you look right here. On the tip, it's smooth, but on the older one, it has this little lip on there, right there. Really easy to notice that lip, and nothing here. So the new one goes on the 2017-2018 Volvos that have the high pressure common rail, the d13M engine. And the reason why I bring that up, it is very important, because if you install the old style on a new engine, you will have a check engine light and regen issues. This is the d13M, which requires the new style 7th injector. It's got these connectors that go inside the valve cover, something really that stands out, that's really easy to notice the difference on this engine, because the old style had the harness going down the front. Alright, back to removing the 7th injector. With the air cleaner off, take my open end, 9/16 is what I like to use. Break it loose and tighten, and I like to tuck it right under this clamp right here. That's why it's out of my way. Got my 8mm deep with the 1/4 inch drive ratchet. I like to use the ratchet, and once it's loose enough for me to do it by hand, I'll take the socket into my hand and I'll unscrew it like that. The reason why I do that is because you get a lot of crap inside these bolt holes, and when you try to unscrew it, it gets stuck. So I want to catch it when it gets stuck to spray down more PB blaster, and that will prevent it from breaking, because once you break that bolt, this is a cast iron pipe, then you have to replace the pipe, gaskets, and if your clamps are bad, so I like to be careful here, because it happens very common to break off. They break off pretty easy. It's the precaution that I take. Every time I do it, I just do it by hand, and that way I don't have to make a 5-minute job into a few hour job, maybe more than a day if you don't have the parts. If you're taking out the bolt and it gets stuck, doesn't go anymore, I wouldn't force it out. I would spray down the PB blaster, WD-40 or something equivalent to that, and then tighten it down a little bit, and come back out. Tighten down, come back out till I can break it loose and take it off, because if the bolt breaks inside, it's a big problem. These 7th injectors are recommended to replace every 200,000, or when you clean your DPF. When you clean your DPF, 7th injector is very recommended to replace. That way, you know, sometimes these fail, like where they work, but they intermittently fail. So it's a maintenance thing to just replace them and not have that issue. They're not too expensive. They're like 120 bucks. The new style one with the yellow cap with the part number that's 777, I'll list it in the description, is even cheaper than 100 bucks. So it's not really, just replace it as a maintenance and save yourself some trouble. This is a D13M. I do recommend calling the dealer, or if you have access to Volvo and finding out, make sure this you right 7th injector for your VIN. Look it up by the VIN if you buying it for the dealership, or it's recommended to do it, but I know. So here it is. I grab any type of razor blade to clean it off, and just wipe it off with the Scotch-Brite pad, and I'm ready to install. Tightening the bolts just tight, up to 15 foot-pounds, and then the pipe, install the pipe on there, drop the sleeve and tighten it down. You should be able to tighten it down almost all the way. Hand tighten, because if it's not going on, hand tighten almost all the way, you have a problem. And that's it. Tighten that down, and you're good to go. Also, if you have access to a computer for tech tool, you need to reset the adaptive factor on the 7th injector. But if you don't, after replacing it, if you have a shop doing it, they'll reset it for you. But if you replace it, when doing a regen, it will recalculate it and go back down. Thanks for watching. Thanks.